In the present, you can access pure awareness, free from the burdens of time. In that state of mindfulness or presence, your mind becomes calm and aligned with the deeper universal consciousness. This alignment taps into the vast, creative energy of the universe, as you're no longer blocking it with internal resistance. Infinite possibilities become accessible because the mind isn't constrained by thoughts of what should or shouldn't happen. Living in the now also connects us to the flow of life itself. Every moment holds new creative energy and potential that can be harnessed, manifesting opportunities and synchronicities. By tapping into the now, you're allowing the universe to work through you, rather than trying to control it, leading to a more powerful connection with universal forces, which expands what's possible. While thinking about the past and future can become problematic because it often pulls us out of the present moment, which is where life actually unfolds. Here's why dwelling on the past and future can be limiting, and why the concept of the power of now encourages living in the present. When we focus on past experiences, we tend to relive painful moments, regrets, or mistakes. This creates feelings of guilt, shame, or resentment, which can weigh us down emotionally and mentally. We cannot change the past, but focusing on it keeps us bound to emotions that no longer serve us. Past experiences can also form rigid self-identities. You might believe that who you were in the past defines who you are now, limiting your ability to grow or embrace new possibilities. This creates a fixed mindset, trapping you in a cycle of self-judgment or nostalgia. When we constantly think about the future, we often imagine worst-case scenarios or outcomes that haven't even happened. This creates fear and anxiety, as we project uncertainties onto the present. Worrying about what could go wrong clouds our ability to enjoy life now. Planning for the future often leads to expectations about how things should turn out. When reality doesn't meet these expectations, disappointment or frustration arises. Overthinking the future can also create pressure to control or predict everything, which is impossible. Both past and future thinking take us away from the richness of the present moment. Life is happening here and now, but when we're caught up in mental projections, we're not truly living. We miss opportunities, moments of joy, and deep connections because our mind is elsewhere. Overthinking the past and future creates mental noise and stress, which robs us of inner peace. This constant mental chatter creates dissatisfaction, as we never fully rest in the moment, constantly being pulled by the weight of time. By living in the present, you break free from the mental burdens of the past and the anxieties about the future. This creates a sense of liberation, where you experience life as it is, without the filters of judgment or fear. In the now, you become fully aware of your surroundings, emotions, and thoughts without getting caught up in them. This mindfulness allows for greater clarity, wisdom, and inner peace. When you focus on the now, you realize that the future is shaped by what you do and how you think in the present. By embracing the present moment fully, you open up to new possibilities, creativity, and the energy of life itself. This alignment with the flow of life makes you more receptive to opportunities and synchronicities. The present moment is the only moment that truly exists. In the now, time seems to dissolve, and we enter a space of deep peace and connectedness to the universe. It's in this space that we can tap into the vast potential and creative energy that lies beyond the mind's limits. In the present, we experience life as it truly is, without the distortions created by thoughts of the past or future. Enlightenment is the realization of this truth, an understanding that life is only happening now. By fully inhabiting the present moment, we come into direct contact with reality, free from mental illusions, stories, or judgments. The mind tends to dwell in the past and project into the future, creating endless thoughts, desires, and fears. Enlightenment involves transcending the mind's habitual thinking patterns and understanding that we are not our thoughts. In the present moment, the mind quiets and awareness expands beyond thought, leading to a deeper connection with consciousness itself. While thinking about past memories and future desires, it constructs a personal identity based on past experiences and worries about what will happen next. In the present moment, however, the ego has no foothold. When we are fully present, the ego dissolves because it cannot exist without time-based thinking. Enlightenment is often described as a state of unity, where the separation between self and others, or self and the universe, dissolves. In the now, we experience this oneness because we are no longer trapped in the ego's limited perception of separateness. We become more aware of our connection to all life and the infinite nature of existence. In the present, there is a deep stillness that arises from being completely aware without getting caught up in thought. This stillness is the essence of enlightenment, where the mind's chatter subsides and a profound sense of peace and clarity emerges. Suffering comes from resisting what is, from attachment to outcomes, or from living in regret or fear. When we focus on the present, we accept life as it is, without resistance. This acceptance leads to inner peace, as we stop fighting with reality and instead flow with it. Enlightenment is not about gaining something, it's about awakening to what has always been there, pure consciousness. This consciousness exists in the present moment. When we become deeply present, we stop identifying with the personal self, our thoughts, emotions, and ego, and realize that we are the awareness behind it all. The present moment is timeless. In it, we transcend linear time and experience the eternal now. Enlightenment is often described as a realization of timelessness, where the boundaries between past, present, and future dissolve. This realization brings a profound sense of freedom and connection to the infinite. When we live fully in the present, we become attuned to the natural flow of life. Enlightenment is the recognition that we are part of this flow, not separate from it. By aligning with the present moment, we stop resisting or trying to control life, allowing the universe to guide us in harmony with its rhythm. Enlightenment is often characterized by a state of effortless being, where life unfolds naturally without the interference of the mind's need to control or grasp. This state of flow can only be accessed in the present because it requires total surrender to what is. Enlightenment is the realization of our true nature, which is beyond the mind, body, and ego. This realization happens in the now because it's in the present moment that we become aware of the deeper dimension of consciousness. In the now, we discover that we are not the limited self we thought we were, but rather infinite awareness expressing itself through form. Enlightenment reveals that the present moment is eternal. When we live in the now, we recognize that the present is the only time there is, and it stretches infinitely. This realization opens us to the timeless, boundless nature of consciousness. The present moment is the doorway to enlightenment because it frees us from the illusions of time and the ego, connecting us to our true nature, pure awareness. Enlightenment isn't something to be attained in the future or through external means. It is realized in the stillness of the now, where we experience life as it truly is, beyond thought, time, and separation. Through deep presence, we awaken to the infinite consciousness that has always been within us.